We're going to discuss removing and installing the pump module on the PCU. As you can see here, there's a blue button underneath the base of the PCU and underneath each pump module. To install the pump module onto the PCU, you will see the black receiver on each side. It is designed so that it will receive the pump module into it, and it's kind of a weird curvature so that whenever you place it in, you don't really slide it directly in. You'll just kind of hang it at an angle, and as you see right here, there's the angle right there, and you'll just insert that into the receiver component of the PCU. Be careful. If it doesn't want to go, then that means that you haven't got it lined up correctly. If you try and force it in, you will break the connectors for it, and you will render your pump unoperational. So then you're kind of in a bit of a jam. It's really not hard. Again, you don't have to take a whole lot of force to get it slid in, and you can see me kind of bumping and messing with the camera. And in it will go. Once it's in, you'll kind of pop it and pull back on the pump module, and you have installed it. And to uninstall it, again, you'll mash the blue button. The pump module will slide off. Plumbing and installing the IV tubing for your pump. So you're going to install your IV tubing just like you would any other drip. However, there, with a little bit of an exception to this, what you will probably need to do, and I just strongly encourage you to do, just because of the likelihood of air getting into the IV line during transport, is you see me spiking it like I would traditionally do. However, I'm actually holding the bag upside down, and what I'm doing is I'm actually forcing all the air out of the bag. They call it burping the bag, getting all that air out, and I'm going to push the fluid through the IV tubing chamber. Once that chamber is completely full of fluid, I'll then lay my bag down and start plumbing the rest of the line, getting the air out. Underneath the bottom of the pump, you're going to see a lever, and the lever is a release lever. You pull it up and your pump will open up. The pump face will open up. As you see, there's only but one way you can put the IV tubing in. Your stop that you would normally do to clamp off goes at the bottom, and you're going to see a green fitting, a blue fitting that will go at the top. Now you see that that clamp isn't going to go anywhere but at the bottom, and you see at the top, you see how the blue fitting would just kind of pop right in. If it's not in like that correctly, your pump is not going to run appropriately, and it's going to beep and fuss at you. Again, this is one of the reasons why you want to make sure your IV tubing is primed appropriately. You want to make for sure that your IV tubing, there's not any pinch points in there, and that it is in the track of where it's supposed to be. Once you've got everything tracked in correctly, you'll then push the face back together and mash your clamp down. You should not get any warnings, and if you do, then that just means that you've not got something installed right. Just go back and look at it, and generally it's not going to be no more than something that's maybe kind of popped out of track. To remove the IV tubing after you've completed your transport, or if you just need to change to a different type of medication, you'll open up your faceplate just like you did when you were trying to install, and you just basically pull your IV tubing out. Sometimes the clamp at the bottom will want to catch and be a little bit aggravating to come out, but usually with just a little bit of manipulation, just slight rocking it from left to right will usually allow it to release and come out. If you have to force it, stop and just look and make for sure that something's really not got jammed up in there inappropriately.